Hi guys, in this video we're gonna be testing a new city palette by Essence. This is the Hallo Berlin palette, and in my first video with the city palettes that I have done last year, I was saying that it would be so cool to have a Berlin inspired palette, and we have it, it's here. Essence is a German brand and also I live in Berlin, so I'm very excited about this palette. On the packaging we have some very characteristic places in Berlin that if you ever visit the city, you are going to this. In this palette we also have 9 eyeshadows. You can see them here. We also have a plastic protective layer. I'm gonna take it off. As we can see, we have brown and green eyeshadows. These are so representative of Berlin in summer and spring because you can see so many parks and the beautiful trees everywhere. And I really like the color story. I want to see how it works for me as well. The name of the palette is Hallo Berlin. Hallo means high in German, if you don't know that. The price for this palette is €6.95 or $9.99. We have 9 eyeshadows. Also, we are getting 13.5 grams of product like all the city palettes. This one here is also cruelty free and vegan. I think that this eyeshadow palette collection with the city palettes is my favorite, and I'm very happy that they are adding more palettes. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a specific city palette maybe inspired by your city, and also let me know in the comments what is your city. Before we start with the palette, I want to say a big thank you to all of you that you have sent me get well soon messages. Thank you so much. I was sick for a couple of weeks and I haven't posted something because on some days I was getting better, on some I was feeling very horrible, and it took me a while to recover. I'm still recovering. For the first time in the 4 years that I'm living in Germany, I took antibiotics. This is the first time that my doctor prescribed me. It was necessary in order to recover, and I have missed you so much, and I'm so happy that I'm able finally to start filming again. Hearts for all of you. I want to start with the swatches of the palette to see the finish that we have. The matte eyeshadows are looking very creamy and the shimmery shades have a nice sheen. So let's see how they look on the eyes. I'm gonna start off with this one here. It is a light peachy shimmery eyeshadow. And with an eyeshadow brush by Essence, I'm using this to highlight my brow bone. Okay, this one has a very nice intense sheen. You can also blend it if you want something more natural or if you don't like very shiny eyeshadows, and it blends very easily on the skin. Moving on, I'm gonna take this light green matte eyeshadow. I'm gonna use this as a transition color with the eye blender brush by Essence. I have used a very small amount of this eyeshadow because it is a little bit darker to use as a transition shade. I'm diffusing this in the crease area. With circular motions, I'm also blending the shade towards the brow bone. This is a little bit darker for my skin tone to use as a transition color, so I want to continue with this light creamy matte shade that we have. And with this one, I'm gonna blend the edges of the green eyeshadow. To do that, I'm using the 225 brush by Zoeva. So the creamy eyeshadow blended the edges very well. And after that, I'm thinking which one I should use. I'm gonna take this shade here. It is a darker matte green eyeshadow. And with this one, I'm gonna give more definition to the outer crease with the same brush. And I'm trying to keep the color only on the outer part of the crease. Also a little bit on the outer eyelid. I'm taking some more to make the color more intense. This eyeshadow has a very nice pigmentation. Make sure to not use a lot, otherwise you can give a muddy look to your eyes. Now I think that I need a warmer shade on the edges of the green eyeshadows. So I'm gonna take this shade here. It is a warmer brown matte shade. I'm also trying to keep this shade on the outer part of the eyes as well. And without a lot of product on the brush, I'm also going in the brow bone. Okay, that looks much better now that I have a brown shade in the crease. And let's go to the other eye as well. I'm going back and forth in the crease area, and I'm going over the edges of the green eyeshadows. This eyeshadow is also very pigmented and rich in color, and I would like to have it in 1 or 2 shades lighter so I could use it as a crease color. For the outer lower lash line, I'm thinking about using this dark matte brown shade. This one has like a cool undertone, and with the smudging brush by Urban Decay, I'm diffusing this on the outer part of the lower lash line. That's very pigmented. I'm cleaning my brush on a tissue and I continue blending the edges. After that, I'm picking up this darker peachy shimmery shade, and with the smudging brush I'm gonna diffuse this in the inner part of the lower lash line. This is more like a light pinkish eyeshadow, not peachy. This shade here has like a fluffy consistency. It is a little bit powdery, so I want to use it also with a sponge tip applicator. Oh yeah. Now I can see the sheen. So for this shade you need to press it with your fingertip or with a sponge tip applicator to have a more intense sheen. For the under eye area, I'm always using the side of the sponge tip applicator. I want to add some green color on the lower lash line as well, so I'm taking again this light green matte shade with the smudging brush, and with this one I'm going over the edges of the 2 previous eyeshadows. After that I'm gonna use this gold shimmery eyeshadow to highlight the inner part of the eyelid. I'm using an eyeshadow brush by Essence to press this shade on the eyes. This shade is so pretty with just a dry brush. If you want to intensify the sheen, you can also apply it with your fingertip. Wow! It looks amazing now, so you can have a very wearable, smooth application with a dry brush and something more intense with your fingertip. I'm gonna press some on the other eye because I'm a very shiny girl. I love the sheen. To highlight the inner corner, I'm taking this light peachy shade again. Ooh, that's pretty in the inner corner. I'm using a pencil brush by Morphe to diffuse this shade in the inner part of the eyes. That's very intense. I'm gonna take some more. And I'm also blending with the 2-to-1 brush by Zoeva because this is very shiny. Next I'm going in this very dark matte black shade, and with this one I'm gonna define the upper lash line. With the eyebrow brush by Essence, I'm pressing this very close to the lashes. This eyeshadow is very pigmented, and try to be careful when you're picking up the shade because if you have any fallouts, it is going to ruin the under eye area. Okay, this shade is very dark. It looks fantastic. With the side of the brush, I'm blending the shade in the green eyeshadows. In the waterline, I'm using a brown eye pencil by Oriflame. And on my lashes, I'm using the Lash Sensational Lash Multiplying Mascara by Maybelline. Especially the darker eyeshadows are very pigmented, and you need to do your eye makeup before your face makeup, otherwise you're gonna have fallouts from these very dark and gorgeous shades. I would like to have one more transition color. This one is very dark, also this one is very light. I would like to have something in between. Ouch! The black eyeshadow is blendable and also rich in color, and you can use it as an eyeliner. Just that. Make sure to tap your brushes before you use the eyeshadows on your eyes because they are a little bit powdery and you can have fallouts on the under eye area. So to prevent that, tap your brush lightly. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite city palette, and you can find 5 more. These are new as well. You can find them here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!